Hi everyone, I am Tim Riley with Angel Tarot Readings by Tim. Thank you so much for joining me. This is our monthly Oracle energy forecast for the month of March 2019. And please do subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. It lets me know people are watching and finding the information useful. If you would like a personal MP3, YouTube, or phone reading, you can contact me at timothyriley444@gmail.com. And my website might be up and down this month, so that's going to be one of the best ways to contact me. So let's talk about March for a little bit. March carries with it the vibration of 3, the number 3. And 3 is about self-expression, communication, and also creativity. So as we move through this month, you may find that this is going to be a very social and active month. So this would be a good time for you to speak your truth, have open lines of communication, and express your feelings. It's also a creative month, so you may be drawn to take some classes, fun socializing, getting out and about, meeting new friends, actually rekindling old relationships, okay? So this would be a good time also to perhaps maybe take up a class, such as painting, drawing, photography, dancing, whatever feels good. If it feels good, you're on the right path. And please do forgive me. I have been under the weather for the last 3 weeks trying to get over this flu cold. So hopefully my voice won't go out. Okay, so the month of March is the number 3. But when we take the number 3 and we add that to our year 2019, we get the number 15. And the number 15 in tarot is the devil, okay? So the devil is about bondage, sexuality, materialism, addictions. And what we're being guided to do and what we need to do is to detach, break free from the restrictions, the chains, and reclaim our own power. So if you take a look, and I put the, as you can see, I put the tarot card. The tarot card for this month it actually is coming from the Santa Muerte deck. And I like this deck. It's actually cool. I've not really used this a whole lot on the YouTube channel, but I have enjoyed working with it personally. But as you can see from this card here, you know, when we look at it, you see the devil, and he's kind of got the puppeteer. So he's the one holding and controlling the strings here. But if you take a look at the guitar players here, you could actually see that, you know, the one that's kind of like in the middle, if he could just maybe, when the devil isn't looking, maybe move over and get underneath that flame so the flame burns that that string, he'd be able to break free, okay? So that's one way of looking at it. And, you know, if we look at the devil in traditional tarot, we see the devil and we see a male and a female, Adam and Eve. And what that is representing is you'll see them with chains and the chain around their neck. But the thing is, they could actually take those off. It represents free will. So free will has a lot to do with this card as well, with the devil. The devil represents hidden forces of negativity and the constraints that he kind of tricks us into thinking that we're imprisoned by external factors and that those things are kind of out of our own control. But in reality, it's really our own fears and addictions and harmful impulses that we need to take a look at. So that's what we're being guided to do for this month. This is actually saying, again, with those chains, that we're free to remove them from any time, which implies, again, the free will. However, the chains also indicate that we give that power to the devil that it represents. So this is, again, saying taking back our own power. And that's what we need to try to work and strive for this month. So when we take a look at this month, we want to take a look at where and ask ourselves, where are we feeling stuck or restricted in some way? Or where are we being tricked into believing that we're being controlled by external forces? Where in fact we've kind of created these own chains of imprisonment and feeling like we don't have the power to change. So that's what we need to do for this month. You know, I feel that the higher self and the ego, which represents the ego is devil, will be at war this month. So we will be in some way tested. Financially, we'll talk about that a little bit, but career-wise, career-wise, the devil could feel like perhaps maybe you're trapped in a dead-end job or a job that you just don't really care for anymore, or you don't see a way out of it. And it could be because maybe you stay in that job because it pays really good money, and that's what keeps you there. So, it could represent perhaps financial situations that kind of like are an incentive to stay. So you have to kind of consider whether staying is worth that. So we have to consider the trade-off and whether it's worth it or not. It can also represent great ambition because it does have drive and power to it. So this could be great ambition or a desire to succeed, but it could also be at the cost of or the expense of someone else. So we have to take a look that we're not perhaps using our ego to get what we want, which may not be for the best interest of everybody at heart. Financially, it could be that perhaps maybe we are bound with certain contracts or agreements that are restricting us from being able to move forward. Perhaps, for example, perhaps maybe you want to move. You're in a neighborhood, the neighborhood's gone downhill, then maybe you're renting an apartment and you just don't have really wonderful neighbors and you want to move. You really do, but you're in a contract. And the contract states, and you've got 3 more months in that contract. If you break that contract, not only do you have to pay a penalty, but you also don't get the deposit. So that's what I mean by this. There could be some issues that come up where this comes into play. Now remember, with what I'm saying, this may not actually represent for you, okay? This could be the energy of someone around you. So, oftentimes, sometimes these messages come through for us, but sometimes they come to us so that we can help another individual. All right. Again, financially, those of you that, like to delve into the casino, watch out for that. Because again, we're talking about addictions here. So let's talk about relationships. So if you're single, this is going to be an active month because remember, the devil is about sexuality. It's about bondage. It's about sex. Okay. So there could be, you might find yourself, if you are single, where, I haven't had a date in 2 months and now I've got 3 this week. So this may be saying that it might be quite an active month. So, but I also feel like it's going to be short bursts of time. So I don't want to say you're going to be going through people like Kleenex, but, it is saying that, it could be an active month. This is also, if you are single, I'm also saying that this could also be about perhaps maybe even dating out of your normal, okay? Because that's also what this can represent too. Now, because the devil does represent abuse, possession, addiction, codependency, we want to make sure that we don't draw that in on a new partner. So be very conscious about who you're spending time with, all right? And that also, like I said, this is going to be a social month. So you might be finding that you are drinking more, getting out more, partying more. So that's also that message to kind of maybe just keep that into a reality check there. If you're in a committed relationship, you may be feeling stuck or as though you're trapped in some way. Now, there could be issues of abuse or addiction or codependency. Now remember, when I say codependency or addiction, most people instantly think alcohol, drugs. It could be that, but it can also be codependency and addiction of me always counting on you. Okay. So, you may have a partner where they expect you to do it. You're expected to take care of the kids, the groceries, the picking up of that. And that may come to a halt this month. Spiritually, when we have the devil, this is saying to try and surround yourself with as many positive people as you can. Upbeat people, people that have a good compass, a good north, moral standing individuals, someone who's created a healthy lifestyle for themselves. Try to avoid overly critical people. When I see the devil and we talk spirituality, it can sometimes represent cult mentality. So what I mean by that is somebody trying to convert you. So I bring that to the table for this month. All right. So just be conscious about that. And health and well-being. All right. So pay attention to the red flags relating to all of the things that I've talked about: the substance abuse, sexual addiction, chain smoking, eating disorders. All of those things are related with the devil. Those things sometimes we put into our body. Externally, what this can represent, how health and well-being is perhaps maybe we're working so much at work that we're not getting enough rest. Okay? So this is asking us to make sure that we take care of ourselves. Trust me, I feel like the last 3 weeks, that's all I've been doing is work and come home and sleep to try and get rid of whatever this is. If you live in the Midwest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like this super cold flu that it just hangs around for like a month or two. So take care of yourselves. Okay, so let's talk. So to wrap the devil up here, so to speak, is free yourself from what you think or believe that you're tied to, and become who you really are. So follow your instinct. Let spirit take the wheel for this month, okay? Let your higher self be in control rather than your ego, which is always going to try and control things. And as an example, talking finance, financially, that can be addictions, that can be shopping, shopaholic, spending money on shopping, spending money on things that for instant gratification. Instant gratification is another key with this card. So perhaps maybe you want a new laptop or a new pair of shoes or an outfit, and your higher self is going to say, you know what? I know you want it, so let's do the responsible thing. Yeah, you've got a charge card. You could go charge that, but if you go charge and you make that charge, yeah, you're going to get it, but you're also going to be paying that off for the next 10 years. And if you would have just saved for that based on what you charged, because what you charge is going to cost you 3 times more than if you paid cash for it. So your higher self is going to really try and drill that into you. But boy, it's the ego that's going to say, don't worry about it. You could have it today. Why don't you go charge it? You know you're going to make more money. So just charge it. Have it now. I want it now. It's kind of that inner crybaby. Okay? So we got to keep that in check for this month. Okay, so let's talk about the month of March. And I was asking which archangel wanted to work with us for this month. And Archangel Shamuel came through. And as you can see from the 3 photos that I have up here, I pulled the 3 photos from the Archangel Oracle card deck. So the first one, as you can see, is peace. And the message here is peace comes from remembering that only love is real. The other one that you can see here, so he can help us find peace. He's our finding angel. So if you are having some emotional instability, he can help you with that. If you're wanting to make a career change or to help you release the bondage that you have with your job, He can also work with the career change, okay, and the career transition, I should say. And it says your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change, all right? He's also the card for Beloved One. And Archangel Chamuel says, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So he can help with, again, relationships for this month. So the card, you know, here, as you can see, he will help you find with what you need. So one thing, and the color that he's associated with is a pale green. So you might want to, for example, I have a fluorite angel here, and fluorite is a perfect crystal that resonates with Archangel Chamuel. If you don't have fluorite, then you might want to use like a pale green crystal, such as like a green calcite, okay? And that will help you resonate with his energy. So perhaps carrying that with you for this month. So right now, you know, I just want to say thank you, Archangel Chamuel, for helping us find what it is that we are needing, whether known or unknown, in regards to our careers, our relationships, our health, our spirituality, or any other area that perhaps we may not know that we need assistance with, and you do. I allow you to help me and help us. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel. So that's the prayer. So I also wanted to pull a card from the Wisdom of Tao. And the card that came out, and the one that I was actually, you know, when I was shuffling it, I had asked, you know, what is the main energy for this month? And interesting, the card that comes through is release. And this one here, I love this card. I feel like it has a lot of Archangel Michael energy with it, with the sword. But it says, you are honorable and courageous. Release what no longer serves you. Free yourself from connections to negative influences. Cut those cords in order to forge new relationships and new opportunities. Okay? So this is asking us again to release and to actually to detach. So that's what we're being guided to do. So the main card that I wanted to choose, I was asking, what do we need to know? What's our main theme for this month? And what came through was the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man here, and it's this deck is so fun. I love this because it shows here with this one, this actually has the Hanged Man. But normally you see this person in an upside down position, just kind of being suspended. And that's the message for this month, is suspension, restriction, feeling stalled, not being able to move. But what they did with this, the artwork here, is actually pulled the head off, okay? Is actually just letting it go, releasing. So, you know, I see this as kind of like a lot of mental stuff, just being detached here. So the card here with this here, it's saying that it's time to slow down. We may need to look at things from a different perspective. And in order to do that, this does and will probably involve some sacrificing. And along with that, this helps to obtain profound changes. So the more that we release and detach, look at things, kind of slow down, we are able to make changes. And this helps us to be able to make that transformation, which is the following card, which is the Death card. So again, anywhere that you might be feeling stuck or restricted, take a look at that. Sometimes not acting actually helps to shed more light. So that's why it's saying to kind of slow down and take your time, rethink, and regroup before you make any rash decisions. It helps to shed light on what other options may be available. Okay? So any areas where we need to release ourselves and perhaps even control, if it's a job or a career, you may need to perhaps sacrifice some of your personal goals. Yeah, perhaps maybe the job that you're in pays really well, but it's not feeding your soul. It's not providing what your spirit needs. And in order to get the job that you want long term, it may pay less, and that's kind of the weighing the pro and the con. The job I really want pays $20,000 less, but it's something I really enjoy, and it's something I see myself doing long term. So that's what we may need to take a look at. So the second card, and I asked this, what is our current situation energy for the month? Okay, because the first one is, what was the main theme? And what else can go along with this main theme? What's the current situation? What's the energy that would go along with this? And the card that came out was the Seven of Pentacles. Now this card here, the Seven of Pentacles, is about vision and perseverance. Patience and planning is the key word. And if you look at this card here, you can kind of see our guy counting the masks on his abacus. So it's, it's kind of like, counting. This is my investment. This is how I see it growing. This is where I need to put my investments and my money. So that's what this is saying, especially when it does come to finances, is to take a look at where our money is going. So we may be guided to needed to stay calm and reflect before we act. So be careful with any type of movements, and if you do that and you are careful, everything will turn out well. Invest in those things that provide more of a long-term benefit. So we might be feeling a little impatient with that devil energy. So this is saying to really be patient and appreciate the progress that you made so far. This kind of goes back to that example I was talking about with the credit cards. Okay. So what is it that we need to avoid? What are some of the challenges that we might face? And the card that came out was the Tower. All right. So I really feel that as far as some things that could come out of the blue, because that's what this represents, this is disaster. This is upheaval, sudden changes, a revelation that you didn't even know about. But I feel like this is going to be more on an emotional level for some of you. So this is talking about we need to just to destroy old structures without having any fear attached to it. So something that perhaps maybe we've been opposed to for a long period of time, or trying to turn the other cheek, or to avoid, this is saying that this is about to emerge and explode itself out into the world. So that's kind of the Tower energy. So it's almost in a way like the rug getting pulled out from underneath us. So try to avoid that. So keep your eyes and ears open. So we need to be ready for this change. And part of that is getting ready to surrender to that revelation that may occur. Sometimes we get too comfortable in our thoughts, our beliefs, or our expectations, and that this is how it should be, or it's always been this way. And then something out of the blue just comes out and whacks us on the side of the head, and we're like, where did that come from? Okay? Kind of blows your mind. You're like, I did not see that coming from this person. I did not know that they had that within them to be that mean. Sometimes that occurs like that. This also can be, in some instances, because we are talking relationships, it could be a divorce. It could be a death of a loved one. It could be financial failure, health problems, a job loss. Okay? But again, because I'm seeing that Seven of Pentacles, I really feel that as long as we are being patient, and as long as we are observing what's going on and being proactive rather than waiting for the axe to fall, I think we'll be okay. So what action steps should we take? And what I get here is the Star. The Star says, hey, you're traveling on the right path here. So therefore, don't give up hope. And that's exactly what the Star represents, is hope, spirituality, and also like a renewed faith. Okay? So Remember, the more that you give, the more you receive in exchange. So this is about calm energy here, mental stability, and a deeper understanding. So that's what we need to take, is getting ourselves more actually to a point where we're able to make that personal transformation. So if something does occur, the star says we're going to be okay. Don't give up hope on it. So let go of the wheel. Just trust that everything's going to be working out the way that it needs to. The general outcome for this month, what comes up is the Queen of Wands. I love this card. She's so pretty in this for a dead woman. But the skeleton here, you can see all that fiery red, and that's what the Queen of Wands represents. She actually exudes warmth and vibrancy and determination. So she goes after what she wants. Very much a fire sign card, Sagittarius, all the way when I see Queen of Wands. So she's not afraid to demonstrate her power, and nor does she shy away from a challenge. So therefore, one thing that the outcome here, and also that we can put into play for this month, is being a strong leader, because that's what she is. Queen of Wands is like a businesswoman. She knows her business, and she knows how to do it well. And she focuses on her desires and intends to get what she wants. When we're talking health here, if we can, again, avoid all of those things that like the overindulgence, will be okay, because the Queen radiates health and vitality. So I don't see it in this card here, but usually with the Queen of Wands, I see like sunflowers. And that sunflowers, because that sun energy is what she represents. She does represent health, vitality, the sun, that inner vibrancy, increased energy, and inspiration. So if you've been feeling like I have in February and now kind of really just worn out, we should see health increase for this month. And also, this is saying because of that sun, the warmer the weather gets, the healthier we become too. So I'm looking forward to that. So career, so again, for like career, you have an opportunity to shine with this Queen of Wands. She's saying to be bold and confident and leave your fears and worries behind you. Financially, if we can be patient and plan, it brings positive energy and assures that the financial situation should be okay. As far as relationships, the Queen, again, because she's not shy, she's saying put yourself out there. If you're single, get out and mingle. Now's the time to get on the social scene, and really good hopes for finding a potential partner. So she, again, bursts with that confidence, that warm energy. And if you are in a relationship, because of that devil energy for this month, the advice the Queen gives you here is to be the best person that you can be in that relationship for both of you. Rather than coming from the devil, which is the ego, take the higher road. Do what you know that is best for both of you. As I stated with health, we should see vitality, an increase in, like if you have been feeling under the weather, that should be getting better. And also for some of you, if you are looking at getting pregnant, this might be a month where you see that come into play too, because she's about creativity and birthing new ideas. So there could be even pregnancy coming in. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this month. Again, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to check out the weekly videos for the month of March. I will be having those out. And again, if you would like a personalized reading, the best way to contact me for this month is through my email. I've got that listed down below. It's timothyriley444@gmail.com. Like I said, my website is probably going to be up and down for this month, so that's going to be the best way to contact me. Please don't forget to like the video, and please do subscribe to the channel. Now, you can also find me on Facebook, Angel Tarot Readings, by Tim. And please go there and subscribe to that page, because I also post these videos there, as well as if you are in the St. Louis area, that's also where I post upcoming events of where I will be. This month, March 23rd and the 24th, I do believe those are the correct dates. Let me look here real quick. Yes, the 23rd and the 24th, I will be in Webster Groves Rec Center. That is going to be for a Wake Expo, and I will be doing 15 and 30-minute readings there. So if you're in the area, I look forward to seeing you. Thanks, everyone. Have a blessed week, and bye now.